Nintendo almost destroyed themselves after launching the Wii U, with the console being such a marketing disaster that Nintendo sold over 80% less Wii U's than they did Wii's. And Nintendo messed this console up so bad that if they had even avoided one of their many mistakes, the Wii U could have actually been successful. So in today's video, I'm going to dive into every error that Nintendo made contributing to the Wii U's failure, and I'll even discuss whether or not I think Nintendo is making the same mistakes with their new console, the Switch 2. Let's jump right in. Now, before I dive straight into the mistakes that Nintendo made with the Wii U itself, I want to clarify how Nintendo branded themselves in the 2010s when the Wii U came out, because at that point, Nintendo was riding high with the Wii. At the time, the Wii was the most successful home console Nintendo had ever released, and the Wii itself was a huge risk, because Nintendo was trying to change the controller format from button and stick to motion. This idea ended up paying off more than anybody ever expected, with Nintendo selling over 100 million Wii consoles. This placed Nintendo in a really interesting spot, as they were now considered the innovators in the gaming market more than ever. What Nintendo essentially did with the Wii was reinvent the gaming controller to make it more attractive to older audiences, and this was clear in the Wii advertising. This console was for everyone, not just for gamers. This was the push that Nintendo needed after around 15 years of steadily declining home console sales. The only thing that Nintendo had to do was carry this momentum into another console generation. But now let's talk about why the Wii U actually failed. And one of the major issues that the Wii U had was direction. With the Wii, Nintendo knew exactly what they were trying to do: change the control format to implement motion. And by doing that, they automatically unlocked several experiences that their competitors just couldn't offer on their hardware. But with the Wii U, no such direction is present. The console itself was very interesting. Of course, the system itself, just like normal, still plugged into the TV. But Nintendo also rolled out the gamepad with the Wii U, essentially a controller with a screen in the middle. If you put the gamepad and the actual TV display together, you essentially have the home console version of the DS or the 3DS. It was honestly a decent idea, but there was still one major issue with it. How was it a unique console? The gamepad was a cool concept, sure, but it was more of a gimmick than anything. Unlike motion controls on the Wii, which were heavily implemented into the console and very well received, the Wii U gamepad was kind of all over the place. Nintendo tried to advertise the Wii U gamepad as something that you could use when someone else was using the TV, but a lot of Wii U games didn't even support this feature, and you need the TV and the gamepad to play them. And even if all games supported that feature, the Wii U gamepad can't be brought too far from the actual console. And if you even cared about playing away from the TV so much, you should have just bought a 3DS like a lot of other people did. Said plainly, the Wii U didn't really have a clear-cut new feature. But the lack of interesting hardware was the least of Nintendo's problems. Now real quick, before I talk about all of the stupid mistakes Nintendo made marketing the Wii U, don't forget to like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. But now let's discuss Nintendo's awful marketing team and all of the mistakes they made with the Wii U. And one of the most major mistakes that they made was the name itself. When it comes to the Wii U, that was the worst possible name they could have picked. One of the safest names Nintendo could have called this new console was Wii 2. They also could have called it Wii HD, which actually would have been great because HD graphics were one of the Wii U's new major features. But most people didn't know that important fact at the time, and probably still don't today. Nintendo could have even dropped the Wii name entirely and just called it something like the Nintendo Duo. That would have emphasized its new dual screen capabilities. But whoever decided to pick the name Wii U really didn't think like a consumer. The name itself has two major issues that actually work together to make it even worse. The first part of the name, for example, Wii, doesn't really send any specific message to the consumer other than this console is related to the Wii, which would have been fine if Nintendo picked the right word for the second part of the name. A decent second word in the name of the console would have made it clear that it was entirely different. But Nintendo made a big mistake by pairing the letter U with the word Wii. The U on its own doesn't really mean anything. I think Nintendo was trying to make it sound like the word U, but it doesn't really tell the consumer anything about the new console. But the problem was that Nintendo paired the letter U with the word Wii, because it made the console sound like an accessory for the Wii. And when people think that your new console is an accessory, they won't buy it. But even with the name and the console being underwhelming, a good advertising campaign probably could have saved the Wii U. But let's actually dive into the advertising campaign for the Wii U. At E3 2011, Nintendo officially revealed the Wii U to the world. This wasn't too difficult to mess up. All Nintendo needed to do was show off the full hardware and mention something valuable like the new HD graphics. But somehow, Nintendo's marketing team still messed it up. The Wii U trailer at E3 2011 showed only one part of the Wii U, the gamepad. But the gamepad is only a controller. This wouldn't have been any issue at all if Nintendo hadn't actually called the console the Wii U. But now everyone was even more confused because Nintendo didn't show off the actual console. The gamepad itself looked like an accessory and the name Wii U wasn't helping people out. But to top off the atrocity that this trailer was, Nintendo used the words, quote, new controller. I find it so amazing how a billion-dollar company has such stupid marketers that they could make a trailer like this and actually greenlight it. I honestly think that a toddler could have done a better job marketing the Wii U than Nintendo's own marketing team. But that one trailer was just the start of the entire advertising disaster. Nintendo went all in on trying to have families in their ads, and this backfired horrendously. I would say that around 90% of these advertisements had some element of cringe in them. Whether there are some parents, kids, teenagers saying something awkward, it seemed to make it into every single advertisement. It's so well known how bad these ads are that it's literally become a trend to post compilations of these advertisements on YouTube. Literally, all you have to do is type Wii U ads into your search bar and a ton of videos will come up. But there are way more elements of why this console failed that I don't even have time to talk about. But overall, while people are saying that they think the Switch 2 could be a failure like the Wii U, I really don't think that it will be. If you're taking into consideration even one of the examples that I mentioned, let alone all of them, you can see why the Wii U failed so spectacularly. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.